My name is Han Seung-Jun, and today I'll be debating about why I believe colorblind casting is wrong. So, what is colorblind casting? It's the practice of casting actors without considering their racial background. It's intended to promote diversity in casting choices, but however has sparked many debates and controversies about racial representation and equality in media. Today I'll be giving three supporting arguments to support my point. My first argument is that colorblind casting does not facilitate genuine racial equality in the industry, as it overlooks the importance of representing diverse racial experiences authentically. According to Christine Hopkins, who's a female African American lawyer who has written for the Journal of Harvard Law School, this was the case for a 1979 play in London, Miss Saigon. In the play, Jonathan Pryce, who's a great actor, played for the role of an Asian character, although he was a white actor. This has sparked many controversies even back then, but the director colorblind casted him and kept him in his role because he was such a great actor. However, unlike how his original purpose intended to be, colorblind casting like this example often perpetuates stereotypes and lacks cultural sensitivity. My point number two is that colorblind casting, while aiming to diversify casting choices, may not align with the storytelling demands of theater. One reason that colorblind casting is so widespread nowadays is because of the assumption that the world is post-racial. It would be great if the world was post-racial, but this is not the case according to Iris Trass's study, which was done in the University of Amsterdam. According to Trass's study, race, appearance, and race does have a big impact on the formation of impressions in social interactions. And looking back at the results of this study, it may be counterintuitive to argue that the problems related to race can be fixed by ignoring race altogether. This may especially be the case for theater and media in general, where appearance and impression does have a lot of impact in the product altogether. My third argument is that colorblind casting actors in roles with traditionally different races can prevent genuine efforts to create diverse and inclusive opportunities for minority actors. According to Alex Miller, a former Navy veteran and African American actor while also being a writer, putting African American actors in previously white or Asian or any other roles isn't progress but rather pandering. He takes the example of one of Disney's most recent princess movie, The Little Mermaid, and states that we should focus on other great princesses that Disney isn't making movies about. And he takes the example of Mami Wata, which you can see in this presentation, who's a fun, unique Disney princess, with a rich cultural historical background and comes from an African folktale. We should focus on these kind of princesses more than colorblind casting and bending the original nature that that character had. To conclude, I'd like to restate my stance and points about the topic, like how I believe colorblind casting lacks cultural sensitivity, lacks the storytelling demands of theater, and how it can prevent the genuine efforts to create authentic opportunities for minority actors and minorities in general. For a solution, I suggest that the casting process should consider being color conscious, which requires casting to accept that the world is growing in diversity, and the stage should reflect the changing demographics of our society in general. Unlike colorblind casting, this way of approaching the issue will be genuinely be able to promote diversity and cultural sensitivity by embracing the unique culture and style that every race has. These are the sources that I used, and thank you for listening to my presentation.